In this video, we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of buying online real estate leads. I coach many agents, and the most asked question that I get is, should I or should I not invest in paid online leads? And truthfully, it completely depends on where you are at in your business. There are some pros to paid leads, but there are also some cons. I know agents that have done this really well, but I also know agents who sell 200, 300 homes and still have absolutely no profit because they've had to invest so much money in order to get the lead and convert the lead in the first place. So today I'm going to break down the different types of paid leads, what some pros are, what some cons are, so that hopefully you can get a better understanding of what you actually want to do with your income that you've gained, whether it be to pour more into your free lead sources or your SOI, or if you want to actually reinvest and or invest into online paid leads. So first of all, let's start off with the different types of paid leads. You've got what I call portal leads, which are leads that are based on actual homes and wanting to see homes, which are traditionally a little bit more hotter when we do get in contact with them. And so those are places like Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, Homes.com. These are oftentimes more expensive, and you can sometimes pay for these leads in two different fashions. You've got one that I call market-based pricing, which is you have a set amount per month, which usually guarantees you a certain number of leads. And then you've got referral-based pricing, which is you get a certain number of leads and then you pay a referral fee at the end once that lead actually closes. Another lead source is what we call pay-per-click and or ads. So it can be things like Hilton Head real estate agent, or Denver, Colorado real estate agent, or Denver, Colorado real estate, or Los Angeles real estate, just simply an ad. And oftentimes they are asked to input their information, their contact information, in order to learn more information about that ad. So most of the time, these are things like pay-per-click leads that you can do through Google or through social media. These leads are traditionally not near as hot. They take a lot longer to convert and oftentimes more activity on your end in order to convert those leads. Then you've got other types of social media ads. So you can do guarantees on social media. You can do home links to different homes so that you can pique some interest. You can advertise off market lists. You can advertise all kinds of things on social media. And so those conversion rates can vary. Sometimes those are hot leads depending on the ad that you're running. Sometimes they are not. Now those are going to be, you're paying per impression, meaning how many times that lead or that ad is either viewed or clicked on, depends on the type of ad that you are wanting to invest in. And then you've got some other referral-based lead sources that will actually advertise their services. One that comes to mind is HomeLight. They are a seller lead source. They advertise on they actually did a Super Bowl commercial last year, and so they advertise their services so that consumers will go on their website, enter in their information, and then there will be a referral fee when they do refer that out to a local real estate specialist. Now, let's jump into the pros and cons of investing in online leads. So we will get to this graph in just a minute, but the obvious pro is consistent lead flow. So you are getting consistent leads into your database. So that can be a very quick feel-good moment. Now, if we don't have the systems in place to actually convert them, which I will go over in just a minute, then that feel good can feel bad very, very quickly. When all of a sudden we realize, hey, I've gotten 100 leads and I haven't contacted a single one of them, that can be very scary. However, you will get leads traditionally when you pay for them. You don't have to worry about if it's a scam. Usually with Google or with some of these portal leads like Realtor.com or Zillow, you absolutely will get leads. People will enter your database that will buy or sell real estate. And so that can be very comforting, especially if you're either in a newer market or you are a newer real estate agent. Obviously, speed and scalability here is a pro. Obviously, the more people that you sell real estate to, the more successful you are. And so online leads allows you to scale really quickly, right? Instead of you relying on your sphere of influence or social media or organic marketing, you are now getting leads that will at some point buy or sell, hopefully with you, which allows you to ramp up your business very quickly and potentially scale. The concept is if you want more leads, you can spend more money. So if all of a sudden you end up closing 3 Zillow leads in 1 month and you realize, wow, this is going to be an awesome lead source, you can call Zillow and spend $5,000 more and get however many more leads, right? So if you have the desire to scale, oftentimes you can pay for more leads to then scale, right? This does give you access to a larger audience. So if you can pay to advertise anywhere, right? So if you are in a metro market and you want to encompass this side of the market or this side of the market, but you're not actively in that market, well, you can spend online leads, or you can spend money on online leads in that specific neighborhood, right? Or in that specific area of your market that then you can actually market to and then capture some of that market share. A couple of other pros: if you don't have the proper systems, a lot of these lead sources, especially the portal leads, will give you a couple of these systems. And so many platforms offer CRM integrations that will integrate directly into your CRM. They will email and text you follow-up reminders. They will also give you valuable insights. So something that I really like about some of these portal leads like Realtor.com and Zillow, oftentimes Google will give you this data as well. You can get some insights into other markets that they're looking at. You can obviously see all of the homes they're looking at, how often they're on the portal site. So there's some really good data that is very useful when either figuring out how to scale your lead gen or how to actually convert that lead once you do get it into your database. Another pro is that one lead can sometimes turn into many. So while oftentimes for paid leads, we only convert 2 to maybe 10% of them, which is a lot of leads that we don't convert. One lead can oftentimes turn into many, not just themselves, but also if you do a fantastic job, you can then get referrals and turn those paid leads into raving fan of yours. So I was talking to an agent the other day, and they are spending money on Zillow, and they're trying to figure out if it is worth it to them. And again, it's not worth it in every market. There is extensive data research you need to do. Actually, I would say if you are looking at advertising with Zillow, I would say 7 out of 10 agents that I talk to shouldn't, because the number of leads and the average price point that they are going to actually get from that Zillow spend is not going to be worth it with the amount of money that they're going to spend on those leads and the systems that are needed in order to convert them at a high level. However, I was talking to this one agent who was advertising, and they felt like with their data they were cutting it very close with the number of leads they were getting and the number of transactions. But what they were not tracking was the number of transactions that they were doing from repeat and past clients. They were classifying it as past clients, but they weren't classifying it as past clients from that specific lead source. And when we were digging, he then realized that he had one lead that came in 3 years ago that has bought 5 homes with him with the average price point of $1 million and has also referred 3 other $1 million clients to him. So that one Zillow lead is now worth 8 different transactions that we can pinpoint to that one lead, right? And so this is a pro. This doesn't always happen, but if you have the right systems in place to convert, and you have the right systems in place to provide such a stellar experience that you can turn one lead into 3 or 4 or even 8, then oftentimes paid leads can be a great way to scale your business. Now let's talk about the cons. These leads are going to be expensive. The company that is giving you the lead, they have to make money too. And if they find out that the population of real estate agents are making more money than they are going to increase their price. The price of leads have increased year over year over year. These companies need to make money. They have to make money, and they are oftentimes worth a lot of money because they charge a lot of money, right? They understand that we need the leads and that we are going to pay to play. And we are oftentimes competing against other real estate agents on how much we are willing to pay for that lead, which can be frustrating because oftentimes real estate agents just pay just to get a simple lead. They have no clue how much, and that they are actually negative at the end of the day by paying for these leads. And so these can be a very, very expensive endeavor. And it's more than just the cost of the lead. So if you want to convert paid leads at a high level, you have to have a quality CRM. You've got to have a quality system that notifies you and that tracks all of the different types of contact that you need to have with this lead in order to convert it, right? It takes time. It takes stress. And oftentimes, this is where this graph comes into play. What we don't understand when we are looking at paying for online leads is that, yes, if we're looking at profit here, right? This is profit. This is the amount of time that it takes. Oftentimes with paid leads, we shoot up with profit, right? Because although we're paying for leads, we're getting a ton of leads, right? And we're able to transact them. But then when you realize you do not have the bandwidth to follow up with all of these leads. Some fall through the cracks, or you need to pay for an admin, you need to pay for a buyer's agent, you need to pay for these systems and the employees in order to follow up with all of these leads. You slowly start to trickle down to the point where you say, okay, I don't think the paid leads make sense, but now I have all of these expenses of employees that I don't want to let go, of systems that are pivotal to other areas of the business. So now I am stuck. I either have to keep paying for these leads in order to make my business make sense, because it's barely keeping me afloat, but it is keeping me afloat. And our profitability starts to sink compared to the agent that focuses on free leads like open houses, circle prospecting, their sphere of influence, that will occasionally end up skyrocketing at some point in time when we hit that snowball effect and we get more and more referrals. Our profitability is going to shoot through the roof because we don't have all of these extra expenses in terms of staff, systems, and paying for the lead itself. So oftentimes it takes longer, but it is the better business model to not pay for leads. Now, you can crack the code here and start your business with paid leads. And before you get to that pain point of I need to pay for more and more systems, more and more employees, you can stop that paid lead spend here, do a great job with them, and turn them into your SOI so that you can just take off from there and you're able to then scale with profitability. I know so many agents who aren't sleeping because they have to consistently follow up with these online leads, because they are losing money on these leads, and they are going under because of the amount of money they have to spend, not just for the lead, but for the employees and for the systems that it takes. So this is a quick way to scale. However, it is a quick way to tumble, especially when the market is not moving for other reasons we can't control. If the interest rates are high and buyers aren't buying, guess what? These paid leads don't get less expensive. Right? So we're going to continue to pay, continue to pay, continue to pay. The buyers aren't buying, the sellers aren't selling, and now we are stuck. A lot of these lead sources can be what one would consider low quality leads. At the end of the day, you are paying for the lead, you are not paying for the transaction. Some of these lead sources will be referral based, meaning that you do not have to pay until it closes. Those are great. However, sometimes you have to pay a lot of money in that referral fee, but it does weed out the low quality lead spend. Like I said, a lot of these lead sources, you are paying for the number of leads, not the quality of leads. So if you sign on to realtor.com, for example, and they promise you 100 leads, as long as they give you the contact information of somebody, they are fulfilling their obligation, right? It doesn't matter how hot or how cold those leads are, they are fulfilling those obligations. Now, some lead sources also will offer shared leads. Well, that's obviously really hard because you are automatically signing up to be competitive with somebody else. So I'd like to stray away from those. I mentioned that paid leads are expensive with your money, but also with time. It is intense when you have to follow up and when you realize that a lead is 21 times more likely to use you if you reach out in less than 5 minutes than if you wait for more than 30 minutes. Well, that is a crucial time frame, 5 minutes, for us to get in contact with an online paid lead. And that can be extremely stressful and time intensive because you are having to leave the dinner table. You're having to answer the phone on your European vacation, right? This is going to absolutely add stress that may or may not be worth it depending on if the lead actually transacts or not. And then lastly, the worst con of all is your dependence on this platform and loyalty to the platform. And that is where we get to this situation right here, is when we now realize that due to this lead source, we've had to implement all of these systems and all of these paid staff members in order for us to stay afloat. And we now have focused on these paid leads rather than building our SOI and our open house business and our circle prospecting lead sources. And now we are completely dependent on these lead sources. I know team leaders that have built an entire team based off of Zillow and paid leads, and they are going under because their agents expect these leads from these lead flows because they are not training their agents on how to actually develop their sphere of influence or build a business based off of circle prospecting or based off of open house marketing, right? And so this can lead to team leaders, business owners, brokerage owners, successful real estate agents actually not making as much money as you think because they are completely and solely dependent on that paid lead. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that I was able to clearly break down the pros and cons of paid leads. I hope that you were able to get a clearer picture and what you are signing up for and the pros and cons that come with paying for online leads. If you want more tips and tricks on how to scale your business, check out the rest of my videos. If you have interest in jumping on a call with me to see how I can plug into your business so that I can customize and implement the systems necessary for you to actually scale and build your real estate business with profitability using online leads, I would love to chat. There's a link in my description below to my calendar. I would love to hop on a call and show you how I can customize and implement this into your business for you and with you. Hope to see you soon.